Good day, drummer friends. Chris Teal here, joining you again for another day of warm-ups. And the way that these warm-ups go, it's usually better if you've gone through the entire system of what we've gone through so far. So I don't even know what day we're on. Not that that really matters. But if you're going through in numerical order and numerical order, you should be fairly prepared to add some new things on today. So we've been talking about different ways of breaking up a bar of steady time, and so a lot of times we think about that as being 4 beats to a measure and dividing each beat in either even groups of 2 or even groups of 3. And we've been digging into those even groups of 3 a little bit recently, or the 12 points that happen with each 4 bar of time. We're also going to be digging into some accents today. We did that with our 8 points last time, and now we're going to get into accents with the 12 points. All right, so that means there are 4 accents on each downbeat, 1, 2, 3, 4, which you played with the even eighth notes. And now we're going to get into the triplet offbeats as well with accents. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. We're going to walk our feet on bass drum on beat 1 and 3, hi-hat on 2 and 4, sounds like this. Okay, and so remember, because we need to do it at a speed where we can evenly articulate triplets, 1 and a 2 and a triplet, I'm going to have us slow things down just a little bit. And first I want us to get our feet going for maybe 2 bars, and then we're just going to play even triplets on the snare drum. Triplet, 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 triplet. And just remember that your right hand is going to line up triplet, 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 triplet. So it'll be like right hand with right foot, left hand with left foot, on each of the big beats. All right, let's try that. 4 beats of feet, and then join our hands in. We're just going to loop that for a little bit. 1, 2, feet, and go. And 1, 2, ready, and a triplet. Great. So we're listening to try and keep those divisions of the beat nice and even, bop, 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 which a lot of that comes from just making sure that your sticks are hitting the same height every time, right hand and left hand. I'm aiming for about, I don't know, a medium stroke that's probably about 4 or 5 inches off my snare drum to get a nice balance on the drums that I'm playing. So always listen, my 5 inches off the snare drum might sound different than your 5 inches off the snare drum or drum pad or pillow or whatever you're working on this at home. So use your ears, try to make a good balance so you can hear everything clearly, especially whatever line is playing the melody. And so in the case of this, our triplets have kind of the active role in what we're doing. So make sure you can hear those nice and strong. Don't want to be smashing your feet out and not be able to hear that. Okay. So let's try to add in some accents. So we're going to stay on the snare drum pretty much, I don't know, we might orchestrate to the toms a little bit today. But let's see what happens if we just put a accent on beat 1. Listen to me and then try to join in. I'm just going to go like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and with my feet. And so that'll be a right hand accent on the snare drum. All right? Listen or try to join me. 1 and 2 and ready and beat 1. All right. If that's difficult, you can take it out of context, do it without me, slow it down a little bit, or leave your feet out. Just try to get a sense of lining up that idea of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and maybe count out loud. Just do it with your snare drum, but we can always remove some of these layers and slow it down. If that worked just fine for you, we're going to add in the next step. So now we're going to go put the accent on beat 2 of each bar. So that means it's going to be a left hand accent if we're leading things off with the right hand on beat 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, should make sense by now, given all the 12 points and 8 points talk and playing that we've done so far. All right, let's just jump right in. 1 and 2 and beat 2. So we have that going on, beat 1 and 2. And so left hand accents, remember that should line up nice and clean with your hi-hat. All right, let's move on to beat 3. 1 and 2 and 3. Keeps alternating. So now we're back to a right hand accent. Let's do that a little bit together. 1 and 2 and beat 3, go. So that'll be lining up with your bass drum. So make sure that's nice and clean. Move on to beat 4. 1 and 2 and ready and go and. So now let's put it all together. We're going to do all 4 downbeats in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep those tap strokes nice and low. This is where you should really be visualizing and just noticing your tap stroke should be lower than your accents. That's just sort of by definition, and you should be hearing the difference as well. All right, develop these 2 really strict levels of stick height for this type of exercise. Let's see, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and just loop that a little bit. 1, 2 with your feet and go. Great. Let's put that whole thing together. We're going to play 4 bars of beat 1, 4 bars beat 2, 4 bars beat 3, 4 bars beat 4, and then 4 bars on 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, this is kind of like the culminating exercise we did with the 8 points last time, but no offbeats yet. All right, let's put it all together. 4 bars and then move on. 1 and 2 and beat 1 and go. Okay, I hope that went pretty well for you. If it was a little bit tricky or had some stops and hiccups, remember you can leave your feet out, slow the tempo down. We're really trying to just focus on having even triplet strokes and getting those accents to pop out, keeping the tap strokes low. All right, we're going to end things for there right now. If you had difficulty with this, just slow it down, get some more practice, because you're going to want to be good at this before we go on and build into the next step. All right, happy practicing. We'll see you next time.